Hey guys, it's Lisa and I'm here for another Wellness Wednesday. One of my most favorite foods to eat in the summertime is fresh fruit. Sometimes fresh fruit can be a little challenging on figuring out the best way to cut it, so I wanted to show you guys how I cut a pineapple and a watermelon. So first of all, I went to the store and I picked out my pineapple and I just checked it for any bruises, soft spots. I made sure it wasn't very green, that it's starting to turn a little bit golden. Another trick that someone told me, I don't know if there's real science behind this, but that if you can pull the tops out real easy, then it's ripe and ready to go. So that was how I decided to pick out my pineapple. And then I got a watermelon also, and I always thump them and see if they sound like they're a little fluidy or juicy, if that makes sense. One good tip is to make sure it has a yellow bottom. This means it's been laying in the field a while, so it's had time to ripen up. So now that I have a pineapple and a watermelon, I have brought them home and washed them in the sink with my vegetable scrub brush. And now they're ready to cut. So let me show you how I do that. Alright, so now I have my cutting board here and I have a clean sharp knife. I have a bucket to put my scraps in. I give my fruit scraps to my chickens. They love them. If you know someone with chickens or you have your own or some other kind of farm animal, this would be a summer treat for them too. And then I have two clean dishes to put my fruit in once it is done. So I've washed my hands and I'm ready to start. So we're going to start with the watermelon. I take my knife, stick it right in the center. Cut it. I keep the knife in it the whole time. Come all the way down. And this watermelon is already sort of splitting for me, which means it's probably good and ripe. Well, now that I opened it, it could be a little bit more ripe, but so my tips maybe aren't always totally perfect, but I do always look for that yellow spot on the watermelon. So I run the blade down both sides and I cut the watermelon into quadrants, into 4 pieces. I'm going to do this half the same way, cut it into half. So now I have 4 big pieces of watermelon. So then next, I just run my knife blade. I start up here at the corner, run it all the way right on top of the white flesh. I try not to cut into the flesh. And get this corner, and then I just cut slices. This makes it super quick and super easy to cut a watermelon, and then I dump it in my bowl. So we'll move on to the next one. And slide them up in there. There we go. I'm going to do this one the same way. I start cutting around one side. I spin it, cut the other half, and then cut me some slices. And there we are. I think I picked a bowl that is too small, so what I'm probably going to have to do is eat some watermelon here in a few minutes to make room in my bowl, right? Sounds like a good plan. And our last one. All right. So there we are, guys. We cut a whole watermelon in just a couple minutes. So we'll put the watermelon out of the way, and then we'll move on to the pineapple. So with the pineapple, obviously, we want to take this part off. So I take my knife, and I just, on a cutting board, push down through my clean pineapple. And then this back end, we want to cut it off. See that nice clean cut? So then we want to cut this back piece off. Alright. And then I just take my blade and carve down the side of the pineapple just to carve off the green sides. Move these out of the way. Just keep working your way around your pineapple. Alright, so now we have all the sides off of our pineapple, and then there's usually a few places that I still need to trim off. So I'm just going to trim those pieces off. They won't really be that tasty to eat. I like to eat fresh pineapple by itself. I love to grill pineapple. I have lots of different dishes that I just throw pineapple in when I'm cooking. I think pineapple cooks really well, and it's delicious just the way it is. So let me get these scraps off. And now if you'll look, there's a center inside our pineapple. That core is really hard, so we want to make sure that we cut that away. So now that I have the whole pineapple trimmed up, I'm going to slice down the middle. We have 2 slices, and just like the watermelon, I'm going to cut the 2 halves into halves again. So I'll have 4 chunks of pineapple. And then we don't want to forget about that middle hard core, so I just cut this corner off from the inside. Move it aside. Here's another. And our last one. So now that I have all 4 of my pineapple pieces decored and peeled, I am going to cut them into slices. You can do them as thick or as thin as you choose to. Then you could put these in your bowl just like this, have little pineapple bars. I like to cut mine into bite-sized pieces. I'm just going to cut them into small amounts. When I buy fruit at the grocery store, I like to go ahead and wash it and cut it and prepare it, so I have an easy go-to source for a healthy snack. And on these hot days, fresh fruit is so refreshing. So let's move this pineapple that's been cut on over into the dish. And I'll continue on from there. So that's how you cut a watermelon and a pineapple. So I hope you get the chance this summer to have some fresh fruit. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks.